Welcome back to the Nova Show, Real Estate Productions. I am your host for today, Karla Rivera, and today I am with someone who truly understands the balance between having a family and thriving in the real estate market. So Danna Bui-Negrete is here with me. She's going to be telling us a little bit about her journey in real estate. So I'm super impressed that after studying business at Westminster while raising her family, she started to integrate real estate and really has expertise in care, integrity, and leading unmatched negotiating skills. So when you're not closing deals, you like to camp, enjoy water sports, and to be with your husband and kids. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Today, Danna is here to share her insights and navigating through the challenges of real estate while keeping family at the center. In fact, when I first reached out to Danna, I remember her telling me that she's a mom full-time. So very impressed with you, Danna. Tell me a little bit more about that. How have you utilized, that family dynamic to help bring it to your business as well?
I would say it's about finding a balance, time management, balance. My kids are very, very busy. I have 4 daughters. They're all in competitive sports. They did dance for many, many years. So finding time, balance, and having a calendar is how I navigate through my life. I have 4 kids, but I feel like I have 27 kids. I'm so busy. But yeah, my first job is being a mom full time. Real estate is something I love to do, but that's a part-time job. But it's more like a full-time job because I'm super busy in real estate.
She's being very modest. So both times I've talked to you, you're like, oh yeah, I have 3 listings coming up. So you're definitely busy. Mm-hmm. You've been recognized for the top 500 agents. So let's not forget that. You really are an example in the industry. And so don't take credit away.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, absolutely. So tell me what even brought you to real estate. I know we talked about it together, but I think it's interesting. You were going to college for business and you were raising, was it your second daughter you were pregnant with when you got into it?
It was actually my first daughter
that
I had biologically. I have a stepdaughter, but the daughter I had biologically, that's mine, came out aside of me. So I was pregnant with her while I was going to school, and after giving birth, I don't know, I wanted to be a mom full time. I was nursing her full time, and I didn't really want to be away from her while I was going to school. So I'm actually a college dropout. I actually dropped out of college.
Okay.
My third year.
That makes two of us, sister.
Yeah, I'm a college dropout. And I wanted to find something that was flexible, something that I can do while I was pretty much nursing her, taking her work with me. And real estate kind of just fell into my lap. I have someone that sponsored my mom to America a while back. I call her Grandma Lolita. She was doing real estate, and I would talk to her a little bit about real estate, and she would share with me the flexibility of it. And she was telling me that's something I can do as a parent, and she did it as a parent. And I've always wanted to really truly help people, and I'm like, you know what? I think that's something I could do. Anyways, let's cut that out quick. Okay. Hold on really quickly. Okay. Oh no. So I dropped out of college. I decided to do real estate. I want to find something that works for my daughter. Okay. So then she advised me to go get my real estate license. I did. I finished it really quickly. Actually, I did it in 6.5 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Knocked out
that is
the
quick.
120 hours. Took the test twice because it's really hard.
It is
and
very hard.
I didn't study at all.
Wow.
I literally just did
That's
all my
actually
hours. I
more
just clicked
impressive.
through all the lessons. And
But okay, to be fair, and correct me if I'm wrong, and also,
it doesn't teach me anything.
So
in
I
the real
remember
estate
saying
world.
I will never take this test again because it's so difficult in the way they word it. But it is not what's developed your skill set, right?
No, no.
That doesn't teach you to negotiate or to run
Communicate,
numbers. Absolutely.
no.
How to present or have a consultation with
Doesn't teach you
people.
anything. Anything that you learn in real estate school, you will not use it in your real estate career. And
I love that you said though you've always wanted to help people, and so tell me a little bit more about that. I know we've talked, and you've had experience in commercial and residential. So what are you doing? Like, how do you come across the people that you are helping? Is it just through word of mouth or
yes,
in your
just
community?
so all my job is 100% referral based. It's all word of mouth, community, friends, family that will just reach out. I do believe in providing an amazing experience. I believe that you should take care of the people that's going to take care of you. So I do go the extra mile, and I work my butt off. I try the best that I can, and I make sure that I represent them and look out for the best interest. And because of that, my business keeps coming back in the referrals.
Yeah, I know. That's very impressive. A lot of people start out with web leads, and I mean, those work
I've
too.
never done a lead before.
So what was your first reach? Like when you were getting started, how did you let people know that you were going to be going into real estate?
So my daughter was attending Head Start at the time. Yeah, because we've talked about this. So she was attending Head Start, and I just got licensed. And I told myself, if I'm going to do real estate, I wanted to work mostly with minorities. I don't know if I told you about that.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about this.
I wanted to help them purchase a home, get into home ownership. I believe that is the American dream, to own property. And so my first people I wanted to work with were Asians, Hispanics. There was like a few Polynesian families that I've helped, but I love doing that. Yeah. And so, but there was sometimes I would get a client, there would be a little bit of a language barrier, but luckily I was able to help people help me interpret and translate the transaction. And
so your husband also speaks Spanish,
No,
right?
He does not.
Oh, what?
No, he does not speak Spanish. He has the most Hispanic name.
Yes.
Ernesto Negrete does not speak no Spanish. No, he does not.
So he's a no sabo.
Yes. And yes. So no, he doesn't speak Spanish.
Oh,
but I had friends that spoke Spanish, and my stepdad's Mexican, so I was able to have him help out a little bit when I was first starting my real estate career, and my friends. And I had a great loan officer, title companies that would have people that would help interpret the loan for me and kind of get us to the end goal. So so I helped a single mom buy her first home. I remember that, and it was just her and her daughter. And our kids were both at Head Start together, and I remember I was talking to her, and she was like, "Oh, what do you do for work?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm a realtor." And she says, "Oh, I've been wanting to buy a home. I just don't know how to get started." Her name is Betty Garcia. I don't forget that those are the first people actually all my clients, I remember all their names. And I
love that.
Remember every single transaction I've done. It's kind of crazy, but my husband...
Well, it sounds like you get really personal, and that's wonderful to hear, because this really is one of the biggest decisions people make. And
it's one of the biggest purchases that they'll ever make in their life.
Yeah.
So... and she trusted me. She was like, okay. She didn't know I was a new agent either.
Yeah.
I faked it. It was just...
What was maybe your biggest challenge, though, when you were first getting started, outside of the language barrier?
So I was never trained properly, ever. I self-taught myself everything, and I threw myself
You didn't join a team or anything like that? Okay.
I joined a brokerage, and I self-taught myself.
Wow.
Everything. I watched.
And so now I know we've talked about how negotiating is really one of your superpowers. So when you go to negotiate whatever it is, right, and whether it's concessions or getting repairs done, maybe even on the lending side, what are the conversations like, or what do you have in top of mind that gives you that skill set?
So when I negotiate for my client, I will let the other agent know that this is what my client needs to get to the home.
Okay.
And I will do whatever it is. I don't know. Hold on, see. I will reach out to them, and I will let them know that this is what my clients need to get to a home. So tell me what we can do to get there.
Yeah.
Whether that is raising the purchase price, rolling in the seller concessions, or just negotiating seller concessions. So recently I just negotiated $27,000 in seller concessions.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a client of mine right now. We're under contract.
Congrats.
It's a husband and wife. They are buying a home in Saratoga Springs.
Okay,
They are
and
doing,
so with
they use a
that-
housing loan.
Okay.
So you needed quite a bit of seller concession. So I was
Yeah.
able to negotiate $27,000, and we're currently under contract with them right now. So that is the highest that I've negotiated this year.
That's awesome. That is
Yes.
a lot.
I don't know how I negotiate. To tell you the truth, I think honestly people just like me. I don't know. I think
You are likable.
I don't know what it is.
Okay, no, I can kind of hear it though. It sounds like you are communicating from the start before
And then-
you even submit an
Yes.
offer,
Yes, and I
letting
think,
them know what it's going to take and
Yes.
be willing to work together.
and I think the other agents just likes to know or wants to hear that I'm truly just trying to help my clients
Yeah.
versus, hey, this is just a deal for me. It's just a number. I don't care. But I will make the deal work. Whatever it needs to be, I will do whatever I can. So when I let the other agent know, like, hey, this is what my client needs. You know, it's her first home, it's her second home. The rates are really crazy right now. She needs to get some of these seller concessions to help lower her monthly payment until she can refinance.
So it
But-
did help bring down her rate as well. She was able to apply some of that.
So I was able to negotiate closing costs and rate buy down.
Wow. That's
For the
awesome.
last probably 8-9 deals. All of them have seller concessions.
Oh, that's good to hear, especially as we come into a competitive market again. I've noticed multiple offer situations again, and lately, maybe you can speak to this too, I have not been hearing that people are so scared of rates anymore. It's more, how can I get qualified, or getting a qualified buyer versus, oh, it's the rate problem.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah, things have been changing a little bit. I think a lot of people know that when rates starts improving, the market's going to be more crazy, right? There's going to be even more multiple offers, more people offering above asking price, not asking the
Sure.
sellers to pay for it.
Well, and we're still under marketed. Like,
Yeah.
we still have
It's
a
a
low
great time to
inventory.
buy now still.
Yeah.
It's still a great time to buy. The price of the home is never going to change, but you can always refi. I always try to tell people that. You can, the price of the home is set. The interest rates can go up and down all the time. You can refi if it goes down, and if it goes down more, you can just refi again. But the price of the home that you purchase is gonna be that way. If you buy a home for $700K, it's still gonna be $700,000.
Right.
But the interest rate's always gonna go up and down.
And that does affect your payment.
Yeah.
So I know, I mean, it sounds like you are investing a lot of energy and time to your clients. And so how are you balancing that with being such a busy mom? I know you said all your girls play competitive sports, and tell us their ages, because it's kind of everywhere, yeah?
Our oldest is 22. She's a college cheerleader. She's up at the university in her third year in college, and she's majoring in social work. And then we have a 13-year-old daughter. She's a competitive volleyball player. And then we have a 10-year-old. She plays flag football. And then
Which is so awesome.
and she's a beast. She is
love that.
amazing. And then we have a 7-year-old, and she's a soccer player.
Wow. So
super-
yeah, how are you protecting your time and energy so that you can show up for everybody?
So I am always there for my kids. I will always show up. My kids are my first priority. My clients are also my first priority. So I just make it work. I don't sleep a ton. If I need to get something done, I'll just get it
I
done.
love
And
the rawness in this.
I don't sleep. I don't
just
sleep.
don't sleep.
I don't
Okay,
sleep.
that's the key to success.
You just don't sleep. I mean, do you want the deal or not the deal? It's all up to you. Do you want to take care of your clients or you don't? So when you do real estate, you got to make sacrifices. But you got to make sacrifices with your kids with you. So if your kids are in the car with you, pick up, drop off, you're going to pull to the side and you're going to be on the phone calling and be like, shut up, everybody, kids, shut up, be quiet. yes, yes, go ahead and send that over. Yeah, that's how it works. And my kids are always like, Mom's on the phone, everybody be quiet. That's how it works in carpool. Or when we're at a volleyball game, I just step aside and I just go on my laptop real quick, send, and I come back to the game.
Wow.
But I go to every single one of their games. I never miss a game. I still haven't missed any of their games.
And how have your clients been with this?
They're
Do you
super
just prepare them
understandable.
for it upfront?
You know what? To tell you the truth, I don't want to let my clients know. I just pretend like everything's great and it's fabulous. They don't even know I'm at a game. My kids are at a championship game. I'm just like, oh, hello, yes. I go send it right over. Oh, yes, we can definitely ask for that. Oh, you want those repairs? I'm going to get you those repairs.
Wow.
And then my clients don't know because I feel like I don't want to make my clients feel bad if they have to get a hold of me, if they need to text me, ask a question. I don't want them to feel like, I don't want to bother
family.
them.
Sure.
No. In real estate, you got to pretend you don't have a family because it's all about your clients. It really is.
Well, I really actually are loving this.
It's the truth, though. You cannot let people feel bad for you or they're bothering you. I don't want my clients to know that.
Well, but it sounds like you really enjoy it, though.
Yeah,
if you didn't, then I think it'd be different, right?
It's almost, for me, it's an adrenaline rush, right? If I can get a deal under contract, if I can negotiate those repairs, if I can get some of the
Absolutely. Well, you're finding solutions.
Yeah.
So.
I'm like, oh, you need a list. Oh, you have a question. Oh, you want to know how much your home's worth? I'll give you a CMA, a comparative market analysis, in 30 seconds. I go to my computer and I'm like, yes. So can we meet tomorrow to go over this and you can sign the listing agreement? And they sign it right away.
Wow. Well, because you have the skill set and you're bringing the value.
Yes. And what I learned is, if you ain't first, you're last.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it is. So if you want that deal, you go out and you get it because nothing's going to come to you in life. I think with me personally, my mentality has always been hustling, whether that's selling homes.
Well, not only do you do real estate, I know you and your husband own a wine company.
Yeah, so we are co-owners of an alcohol company called Mead. Well, it's called Bearded Vikings. It's Mead. It's a honey wines, fermented honey. It's a veteran-owned and operated company, and we're based out of Columbus, Montana. So if you would like to buy some, you would have to go to the liquor store and buy a case.
You can't do that here.
No, because they try to tax us 30%, so we're not going to do that. But yeah, so it's a honey wines, fermented honey. I don't know if you guys heard of Mead, but it's actually the oldest alcoholic drink in the world, dating back 20,000 years.
I heard it from you first, so very impressive on that as well. Well, and then, okay, so maybe you can crush this myth or you are the living proof of it. I've always heard, you want something done, give it to the busiest person because it'll happen. And I'm actually like seeing that in a living, breathing form.
You can, and you have to learn how to multitask. Like, a multitasking is the most important.
So tell me about that, because how do you?
So I
you're
think I have ADHD.
at the game,
So
you're
to this,
doing your offers.
So I think I have ADHD, but I just self-diagnosed myself. So I don't know if I really have it, but I just think that I do.
Fair.
But I think you need a little bit of ADHD to do this type of job, because you're going from one thing to another, back and forth. Yeah. And then on top of that, we also own multiple investment properties. So we manage all of that as well too.
Wow.
And
so
then we
you've
have
had
an
experience
Airbnb.
in commercial investments and residential.
Yes.
Do you manage the ones you have as
So
well?
our
or do you have a property management?
Girl, we do it ourselves. I ain't paying no property management 8 to 10%. But besides the one in Bear Lake, he charges 20%.
Wow.
It's expensive. But Bear Lake is far.
Yeah.
It's a 2.5 hour drive, so I can't always come out there.
And is that one the Airbnb?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then that's the Airbnb.
Sense. Yeah.
And it does pretty well. So and we just use it all the time.
Yeah.
Our family loves it. We love being in the water. And Bear Lake's just so beautiful.
Yeah. Wow. So you really are a good resource. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts in that? Like, I would love to get your advice right now, and then also just if you could go back, right, when you were first starting. I know you had a personal connection into real estate, and it sounds like she set you up for success just because she believed in it. Mm-hmm. But if you were talking to yourself 10 years ago, 9 years ago, what would be the one thing you would give for advice? So that
I'd give advice.
I mean, you're doing wonderful, but I'm thinking, like
advice,
brand new agents, they're hungry for success and don't even know where to start because the school didn't prepare them for anything.
My advice is, you have to get out there. You have to be uncomfortable. You have to ask uncomfortable questions to yourself and to. Wait, is that a thing? Like asking uncomfortable questions?
Yeah.
Like just being uncomfortable with
self,
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
self-awareness. For sure.
Yes. And when you are starting your business, you have to devote, I would say, 24 hours for the next year, letting your clients know that you are available all the time, and even just reaching out to all of your not your past, but reaching out to all your friends, your family, just letting them know that you do real estate and getting yourself out there. It's okay to be uncomfortable. Start attending, like I go to the gym quite a bit, so I get my business from the gym. If your kids are going to school, get involved with the board. I would say just get out there and start doing things that you would never think about doing, or even just trying.
Yeah.
So get yourself connected to a club, a group,
so somewhere you can network more organically.
And network. And then also, when you are doing real estate, I think the most important thing is don't push real estate onto people. I've never pushed real estate on people. When I meet people, I don't even tell people what I do unless they ask, or I don't even talk about real estate, because you don't want feel like, oh, she's just selling me something, or she's selling a product, and like this relationship or this conversation is not growing organically, right? So if people ask what I do, I tell them what I do, but I will never push in real estate. Like, hey, you know what? Have you thought about buying a house? Have you thought? No, I just give the information out there.
Well, I'm sure that's refreshing.
Yeah, because I feel like everybody's a realtor. Yeah, I feel like everybody's a realtor. Anybody can be licensed as a realtor. Someone's mom, grandma, uncle, aunt, fourth cousin is a realtor. So I just feel
we all know.
Yeah, everybody's a realtor. But I feel like if you just try to build genuine relationships with people will just come to you organically. And just be yourself and not a salesperson. I don't believe myself as like I'm selling something. I believe that I'm just myself, and maybe just showing people a service that I provide, a good service that I offer is important.
So with that, I mean, I know you've said you go above and beyond. What are some of your strategies that you're comfortable sharing for like your sellers versus your buyers? And then I do want to talk to you about just how you are protecting your energy and like what your daily rituals or routines are.
I just fake it. I'm really sad and depressed inside and tired. But I'm here.
Tired, I hear you.
But I'm here working. No, I'm just kidding. No, but really.
Like we need to get you a massage.
I need a massage. I need to learn how to meditate. We
have a room for that.
Yeah, I'm going to come here to do that. But I think I need to take care of myself more. I don't really do that. And I don't know how. I don't know how to sit still. So I probably need to work on that.
Well, I mean, you're
people always tell me,
but...
they're always like, Danna, you make it look so easy. And I'm like, I'm really dying inside. You just dumped out.
Well, yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
I know you are, but I can see that. And maybe that's why, I hear this a lot in our industry. People get excited, they're in their groove of things. You've overcome the first year that most of the time I hear about.
Everybody in real estate, you got to push the first year, 2 years as hard as you can.
Yeah, well, you've done that.
Things will just come
tenfold. You're way beyond that. But I do hear a lot of the burnout, and I've personally experienced it. So what are you doing to avoid getting burnt out? Because it's not just the real estate, right? You're fully invested in your family and your girls and your husband, your other company, your investment properties, and so there must be something you're doing to help keep it all afloat.
I will say, when I look at my kids, it releases. Is it called like serotonin?
Oh yeah.
What is it? Is that what it is?
Serotonin.
So my kids. It's crazy to say because you're a mom too, but when I look at my kids and my family, I live for them. That's why I do real estate, because it's almost, it's crazy, but it heals, I don't know, it heals something for me.
To be able to help.
And
that makes sense.
So in real estate, you can make as much as you want. Money is great in real estate, but money is just money to me. You can always work to make more money, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's the relationships that I get to build with people and getting to learn about people, getting to know them.
Or the significance.
Yeah.
Like for you, it's an exchange of energy, right? At the end of the day, money is just an exchange of energy for your time and your expertise and all of that. But the significance of getting them into a home or out of a bad situation if they need to sell or whatever it is, I can totally see how that's rewarding.
Yeah, and I love that.
And you being able to, they trust you, right? Like
I don't know if it's like, it's something that, it's not like it's not really, I can't say it's a relatable because everybody's situation is different, but it's what they're going through that I feel good I get to help somebody, right? If someone's going through divorce or a single mom, their goal is to get to home ownership, I would do whatever I can to help them get into a home. just because they get a no from somebody, well, let's figure out how we can turn that no into a yes, right?
What options do we have?
And I will keep in contact. Just because someone's not pre-qualified to buy a home right now, I will keep in contact with them for however long so we can get them ready to buy a home, or we can, I will just, it's, and I think that's how I'm able to be so successful.
It sounds like you have a bigger mission, though.
Yeah.
And that's why it's working for you.
100%.
Because you're not, at least that's what I'm feeling and hearing from you, is your mission is to help and contribute. And by default, you're just getting compensated for your time and the knowledge you do share.
Yeah. And again, like with our job pays well, you know.
Yeah.
But again, it's not about the money. So if my client is short on something at the table, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take care of it, whatever it is. Or if they need something for their home, if I know that's their first home, they don't have like a ton of furniture, or I will get them a Roomba, a Nest, or a TV or something that they can use for their home, right?
So something valuable.
So I love giving back in that way as well as too. And so when they're using a TV, they can be like, oh, you know what? My realtor got me that, you know, as a closing gift because I don't have a TV. Or, for example, I had a couple of military families I worked with where I like to give back for them to buy a piece of furniture or just something back that they can use. It's almost saying like, hey, thank you for your service, or thank you for doing this. Or anybody who's in law enforcement, teachers, military, anything in that, I'm okay with it. Like, it's not just about the money in my job. And I think a lot of realtors think, oh, it's just about the money. I'm making all this money. It's this, but it's not like that with me.
Yeah, no, I can really feel that from you. And I think also when you were starting off, you weren't coming at it as like, oh my gosh, I have to make all this money to survive. It was more of a easier flow of things, and I want to contribute, and that's just how it all came together.
And then when I first started my real estate career, most of my clients were on like the lower income side, right? In the Rose Park area, Glendale area. And they would always need something at the end, or they were short something, and it was okay. I felt good I could do something like that.
That's really great to hear you have that perspective.
And this is actually the first time I've shared it. I don't ever share that stuff because it's so private to me.
Yeah.
But I just feel like if you just let real estate, I don't want you to think of it as like a job, right? Because we're providing a service. I think you should think of more by it as you're helping people get into home ownership or someone to sell, and they're netting as much as they can so they can use it for another home, you know, or whatever they want to do with that money.
Right.
But that's how it is with me. I don't treat it as like, oh, it's just a job. I treat it more of I don't know how you would say it.
Well, the way you're making it sound, it's like you're wanting to make an impact for their life. Like whether it's a start for this American dream that you were talking about, or a restart for their new chapter, right? You do know, because you get personal with your clients and really get to know them, but people sell for lots of reasons, right? Sometimes it is to move up, to move down, there's a death in the family, there's the kids have grown up and moved out, like divorce. There's just so many different reasons, or the economy changes in the family, whether it's better or worse, and you're providing a solution. But it's, in my opinion, always sensitive, regardless of what's happening, whether it's a positive move or not so much. I think people feel what your intentions are as well.
Yeah, and I want them to feel that. I want them to feel like they can trust me, that they feel safe, that they know that I'm doing what's in their best interest, and I would never do anything to hurt or I don't want them to feel anything like that.
Yeah.
So I believe that you should treat people the way that you want to be treated, and just be kind and to love on others. And I don't want to go to sleep knowing that I hurt somebody or did someone dirty or put them in a home that they can't afford, or I don't want to be that type of person. And I don't want to feel like, I know I'm not that type of person. So I've been doing this for a while, 11 years in real estate, and I've seen on with other agents. Some
Yeah.
people aren't as honest, and some people aren't as fair, and I'm just not like that. And I don't want to be like that.
Yeah, well, honestly, that's a
I'm
part
gonna
of
tissue.
leaving. Like it's starting.
Just leave your
Yeah, we'll cut it and all the things, but that's a big part of leaving a legacy too, is for your daughters to see the character, right? And like how you show up,
Yeah.
regardless of what you're doing, whether it's showing up to their games, in your friend circle, in your community, with your clients, with your peers. Your character speaks volumes, and that's a legacy too. Like, oh, how will you be remembered?
Yeah.
Because I know we've probably all heard this at the end of the, and I actually just spoke about this in this meditation, but nice things are nice, right? And I think you have an understanding for that for sure, especially in this real estate industry where you have the capacity to make a lot of money and do a lot of things, but at the end of the day, what will be remembered is how you represented these clients, these families, how you made them feel, and the value that you brought to their life. And it's very refreshing to hear that, because I think a lot of people can be successful and make a lot of money, but that doesn't mean that you are connecting or you are contributing to their life, right? Like it's different. And I can definitely feel that from you. I love this. This is really how these go. Like we are just meant to talk about whatever comes up. And how beautiful that you get to leave that for your daughters, because that's what they'll remember. Not like, oh, mom was top 500. Sure, they'll know that and they'll be proud, but they will remember how you made these families feel and how you impacted them because of your willingness to help.
Yeah, and that's what's important to me. It's
You
just
can't
to
teach
do
that,
no,
you know, like
you
that's
can't.
just either it's in you or it's not.
Yeah. And I think that's what makes me successful in real estate, is because of that's who I am.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm able to work with people, and people can see that I truly just want to truly help them and to never hurt them, or I don't know.
Well, even what you said earlier, put them in a position where they're going to be house broke, right? Like, why put them in a home when they're going to be drowning every month, barely making it by?
I will tell you this. I have a few clients right now who are qualified. Then they're qualified for quite a bit, but then I ask them, like, well, what monthly mortgage payment are you comfortable at?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I'm comfortable at this amount. I'm like, well, then let's look at homes in this amount. Even though you're qualified for this,
if we have to pivot, we can.
Yeah, but this is what you're comfortable at. And that's because I'm not paying the mortgage, they are. Just because they're qualified for this, I don't want them to be feeling they need to pay a mortgage this much to push them so far that they can't possibly lose the house. I would never do that. So when I work with clients who are buying, I'm like, well, tell me what mortgage, what monthly mortgage are you comfortable at? And they'll tell me I'm comfortable at this number. And we'll just look at that. But just because you're qualified for this much doesn't mean that you need to sell them that home to make a bigger commission. Again, it's not about the money with me. It's about building that relationship with your client so they can refer you out, use you again. Like, all my clients have been returning clients. I have never had someone use somebody else ever.
Wow.
Ever in my whole entire real estate career. I have a client that I've helped 4 times.
Wow. That's good.
They just keep upgrading and upgrading.
Yeah, you're like, well, I'm happy to be here for it. So how have you stayed in touch with them? Do they reach out to you?
Both. So if they're having kids, sometimes I'll send their kids like if it's a kid's birthday, I make sure I send them like either a small gift card here, or I'll deliver like crumble cookies or something small.
Yeah, so you're pretty intentional.
Yeah, so I try, or I'll just do like follow-ups. And what's crazy is like, I don't even have a CRM. I don't have nothing. I'm going to start though.
Well, you're making enough of an impact then. So how are you remembering? I mean, I know you said you remember your clients' names.
So you know what's crazy? It drives my husband crazy because I remember all my teachers from kindergarten to 6th grade, and I can name all of them. Wow. Yeah. So
you just have that type of a memory.
Yeah, I just remember everything. It's kind of, my husband's like, I don't remember what I did yesterday. How do you remember all your teachers from kindergarten to 6th grade? and it drives him crazy. It does drive him crazy. He just thinks it's just.
But you just store it.
Yeah.
And lock in. Wow.
Yeah. So I remember all my clients. Sometimes I'll just be sitting down like, oh, I'm going to see how this person is doing. I'll text them out of nowhere 4 years later. Oh, I just want to see how you're doing. They're like, oh, I'm doing great. You know, the house is looking. I'm like, good, awesome. Well, I just want to say hi. Cool. And then, but it's just random. I could be at night, 11:30. I'll sit up and be like, oh, I need to text this person. It's
and
crazy.
You just do it.
I just do it. I don't know if that's just how I function.
Well, it sounds intuitive.
I don't know how. It's just the way that it is. So it's kind of funky, but it works for me.
I love it. Well, no, I mean, this is wonderful. Beyond real estate, I know you're passionate about a lot of other things, right? Like you stay pretty active.
Yeah.
And I mean, just traveling back and forth to keep your other company. What other stuff are you doing when you're not helping families and investors?
I actually love to cook.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I'm a pretty good cook. I'll have to cook for you one day.
Yeah, please.
But I can cook all type of food.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to just be American. It could be Asian. It could be Mexican food. All type of food I can cook.
Yeah.
Or I can try a dish one time and I can replicate it. Like, it's crazy. I can make it.
It seems like it's just your memory. You have a really great memory.
And a pretty good palate, I would say. It drives my husband crazy because he's like, how do you just open a fridge and just put together a 5-course meal?
Wow.
So I never follow a recipe book. It's just...
You just go with what's there and make it. Wow, how yummy.
Yeah, so
that's very talented.
And then I love to clean at night. So I don't know if my husband's
so you weren't joking about the not sleeping.
I don't sleep.
It's a real...
It could be like 9:30 or 10 o'clock. My husband's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I decided to organize all the cabinets in the bathroom. He's like, why? He's like, what are you, a crackhead? I'm like, no. I just like to
You're like,
cleaning.
It'll be nicer tomorrow.
Yeah,
how funny.
If I'm just busy with work and then all of a sudden I have a little free time, I'll just start cleaning. I'll start organizing, start putting away things. Yeah, but there is one thing that's really upset about me. I don't finish projects.
Oh.
Like projects that's like around my house.
Yeah.
Like laundry. I'll like start it and then...
But who does?
I'm like, just kidding. And then I'll leave it there and then it piles up and up high. But who has time, right?
Or who actually finishes laundry ever? Because it just keeps happening.
No.
Yeah.
So that's... what else I like to do? So I do like to... I don't know what I like to do.
Well, is there anything in your day that's a non-negotiable? Like, what is something in your day that is a non-negotiable that if you took it away, you'd be like, nope, not happening, not having a day? Like, is it how you start your day or how you end it?
I start my day at 9:30. No, I'm just kidding. No, I do my kids' hair. And, you know, Hispanic and Asian girls have a lot of hair.
Very thick.
So I do their hair every day. I don't know. What's crazy, like, I usually just work. And then if I have free time, I will get the kids' stuff already. So make sure, like, I always make their food.
Okay, so that sounds like it's something that you do on a daily.
And that takes I try to cook for my kids. And then I do carpool.
Wow.
And I will organize all, like, their sports clothes, their games, get them ready, you know, pay bills, we will respond to
So you do have a routine. Yeah.
No, it's just all over. It's something like 9, 8 o'clock, 7, and like it's just I don't.
But like you get those things done every day.
And then if something pops up, I just do it. My husband's like, Danna, you can do it tomorrow. I'm like, no. She said she wants me today. Oh, I'm gonna do lunch today. And he's like, why can't you just schedule it out? But I can just drop something and just do it and come back to it.
Yeah. Wow.
How's your day, Karla? Like, do you have a schedule?
Well, you know, that's funny because I actually am similar in some of these things. I will be, especially when I clean, I'm kind of OCD and ADD about it. So I'll be starting on something and I'm like scrubbing tile by tile because it has to be perfect. But then if I walk by a room and I'm like, oh, I could wipe down that baseboard, then that's me.
No, I'm the same thing.
And then I'm like, might as well hit the fan or
whatever.
while
I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm the
and
same
then I come
thing.
back and I'm like, oh yeah, I was scrubbing.
Oh yeah, I
tiles.
forgot to do that. Oh, let me finish that up.
But somehow it
would just work.
Being done eventually.
Eventually be done.
Fine.
It drives my husband crazy. He's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah.
So in that, I'm a little similar. But as far as like daily things for sure, I I don't make every meal because depending when I'm home or not. But breakfast is my thing.
Oh.
I do like to prepare breakfast because I'm like, it's how my girls start their day. And so I like them to have a place to sit and have it put together and
What do they
just,
like to eat?
a lot, everything.
That's good,
So
because my kids don't eat cereal.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no. And maybe they don't love everything, but I don't like to eat the same thing every day. And so I switch it up for
Like
them.
me.
Yeah.
I get bored easily.
Yeah. And I cut it in like little figures and things.
Okay,
for
I
them.
don't go that far.
But it's one meal.
But that's cool that you
being
do
honest,
that. I
it's
love
just
that.
the one meal, and then as they sit, I have to do this because my toddlers are wild. I do their hair while they're stationed.
Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah,
love
that's
that.
the only thing though. Other than that, I really just kind of let my day go. But it sounds like I will dare to say that because you're going with the flow, things are just
It
flowing
just works
to
itself
you.
out.
Yeah.
And I don't.
You're
try
not
to-
like hanging on to
No.
something and there's no
No.
like this has to be the way or there's no way.
No, I
It's
learned
very
to just
flowing
like
and organic.
it'll work itself out. It's gonna
I
be.
love that.
It's gonna be okay because I feel like why am I gonna dwell on this? Why am I gonna get upset on this?
And so what was your upbringing? Like, I mean, I know we've talked about it a little bit, but as far as beliefs or just routine and things like that.
So both my parents were immigrants. They both worked a ton. So we kind of just raised ourselves, I would say.
Wow.
I had an okay upbringing. There's a lot. I don't know. I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah, whatever you want to or not.
It's
talk
actually
about.
pretty bad. So I don't know what to talk about it. I
Yeah.
don't know if people even know.
Well,
Or not know. Or
if
maybe you and I
people-
can just know and then we can cut this out.
yeah, that's totally fine.
I think upbringing, my parents worked a ton. My mom had 3 jobs. My dad ran a restaurant.
Okay.
It was an Asian household. It's very different, I would say. There wasn't any. My parents never showed that they loved each other. There was no affection. No, like, parents never we would never talk. The way that they would show love is just by providing a roof over our head, cooking. But I've never. No, it's very different. We don't say I love you. We don't.
Okay.
No, it's. I don't even know how to say it. And I think it's related. I think that's why I am the way I am, because I think it's related to almost like a little bit of trauma. Yeah.
So would you say you do the opposite or you?
I'm trying to be the opposite.
Yeah.
Like I try to show my kids love and care, and same with my husband too, because I didn't have an example of that growing up. So
Yeah.
it is a little bit different. And like words of affirmation, I never had that growing up.
Oh wow.
I think my love language is like act of service. So I'm used to it. So when my husband starts cleaning, start vacuuming, I'm like, damn, Zaddy, you looking really good right now. You know, like things like that.
Yeah.
I think it's super attractive when he starts cleaning or doing things around the home. And he is amazing at that. And he is an amazing father. Dad, top notch, top tier. He is the number one dad. Like he shows up, he's there,
I love that.
and an amazing partner. Like I am so lucky to have found someone like that, and I'm so grateful.
Well, I'm sure he feels the same because you're so proficient and caring, and that's hard to find.
Yeah.
Absolutely, especially when people are on the go, and I see this so much in our industry, right? We are almost like programmed to just drive.
And you know what else? I don't like the fact that people don't give the partners enough credit, right? Like, oh, your wife is so successful. He's heard, oh, she's did this
But
and
it's
she
like
does that.
you
But
do
I
have
wouldn't
someone at home
but I
who's
wouldn't,
supportive.
yeah, but I wouldn't have been able to do any of this or be where we are today or where I'm today if it wasn't for my husband and his support. It's because of him. That's how I'm able to do what I can to help people and to provide a great service. He keeps me grounded, level-headed for sure, and
I love that.
but I owe it to him. It's 100% him,
Wow.
and maybe a little for me.
I'm like, I feel, I don't know him,
Yeah.
but it is very important that you feel that support so that you can shine. Obviously, your talents are your talents, right? And nobody taught you to care the way you do. This comes from you. It's the center of who you are. Like, that's Danna. It's at a soul level. He's just there to support it and let you
But
shine.
I wouldn't be able to do that because he would help the kids when he could.
Yeah.
He would help.
Sounds like a real partnership.
A partner,
That's amazing.
Yeah. And he would encourage me and advise me and laugh with me and make jokes with me, and you tell me it's going to be okay, you know?
Yeah.
And, hey, babe, it's okay. Go ahead and take care of your client. I got this. Don't worry about picking up the kids. I got this. Oh, like, I can grab food real quick. If you were running a bit late, babe, it's okay. I got this. Like, he would never make me feel
pressure. It
or,
was just
or feel guilty that I wasn't there. And he always made sure of that, and that's really rare to find. Because I have a lot of friends who are in real estate and they don't have that. And I think that's how people are like, oh, that's why I feel like real estate looks easy for me, is because of my husband. He does majority of all the stuff, all behind the scenes. And he also works full time.
Wow.
Yeah, he's an HR director at the University of Utah. Also runs everything with the Mead company with him and his other partners, and everything else. Like, we just make it work. And I'm so grateful for that.
I mean, he sounds like he's an amazing guy. But I've lately been hearing this even more. You really have to become who you want to attract in order to attract them. And so if you weren't at a similar level in your love language, in your success, in your aura, or whatever it is you believe in, you wouldn't have attracted such an amazing partner. And you guys have been in it for so long. So how cool that not only you have a partner in your relationship, but you guys are business partners and all the things.
And we work well together.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't have that.
A lot of people cannot. No, absolutely not.
And my husband's licensed agent too.
I know. You were telling me that.
I was like, babe, I need you to do this because I need you to open doors for me. He's like, fine. But you know what? He's the type of guy that's so smart.
He just did it.
He took a test one time and didn't study.
Well, you didn't study either. What are you talking about?
But he didn't even have to try. He's a great, I don't know. He's just very...
Sounds like it's a good compliment.
You know what? I actually did the schooling for him. Just click those hours. He's like, I'll just take the test. I'm like...
So you're both smart because...
No, I'm really not. I'm really not. He is the very smart guy. But yeah, it's amazing how it works.
Well, that's great. I mean, I do agree with you, though. It's so important to have a partnership if you're going to be in a relationship, that it is a partnership in this industry, because you mentioned this a little bit earlier, but it's not really something you can check out from. It's happening at all times, right? Real estate is always existing. People are always needing to move into a home, out of a home, rentals, all the things. So that is wonderful that you found that. And you talked about this a little bit, but what has been the most fulfilling part of it? I know you really do come from a place of wanting to contribute and give back, and it sounds like you're super intentional, not just with your clients, but your family, your peers, your community. And so in all of that, what have you found is most fulfilling by having real estate integrated into your world?
I don't even know how to respond to that. I don't know. I don't even know. It's all related somehow.
Yeah.
But it is very fulfilling. I'm just trying to word it. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think it is? I don't know.
Well, yeah, if you have to think about it, what would it be? We can take a moment.
I know. Give me some ideas so I can
I know for you it's definitely about giving and contribution.
Yeah.
But what is it about that is fulfilling? It's
just almost
the ability to find solutions for people or to see them reach goals?
You know what? Okay. I would say it's to see people win. I love seeing people succeed and win. When they're doing well, that's rewarding for me. It's a high for me when I see people
I love that.
reaching their goals or accomplishing things. So when I see someone doing something great, I'm like, dang girl, you get that. I think it's amazing.
Spoken like a true winner.
I think that's how I am. Is I love seeing people win 100%.
Yeah.
So when people are winning, I feel good for them, and I never feel like, oh, man, it's too bad I'm not doing that. I don't No, because
Yeah.
if I wanted that, I could do it too. I'm not going to sit there and feel sorry for me. Like, so
Love that.
I don't ever try to be the victim or play the victim. I'm just like, yeah, girl, you go. Oh, if I see someone succeed or do well in real estate or their business, I'm like, dang, heck yeah, good job. Like, I love seeing that for people. So that is,
Yeah.
for me, is seeing people win
I love that.
and succeeding and finding their own success. Money is not just success. It can be
Absolutely.
in other things. And I love that for people. I love seeing what's good for people and what they feel like's fulfilled for them. So that's just,
Yeah, that's a great answer. I love
you know,
that.
and another thing I've realized is like, don't be a hater. Like, I've
Yeah.
noticed that there's some people, they're just haters. Why do you want to hate on people? Why do you want to have that on your back
yeah.
or carry that? Who cares? Like, let people do them. Be you. Don't worry about
Yeah.
who's doing what, who's hanging out with who. Let them. Who cares? That's just me. I don't let that affect me. It's honestly, it's never had.
I love that. Sounds like you know what you have to bring to the table, so there's no need for bad feelings or even competition. Like,
And then-
everyone has
and
something
you know
they
what?
can.
And then I noticed
bring.
in our real estate career is, oh, she took my person. They took. I don't like that either. I'm like, there's
Yeah.
no business for everybody. Just because you didn't get a deal, you can get the next one. But why dwell on that?
There's enough abundance.
That's how I look at things.
Absolutely.
But you know, in our job, from experience, you know.
Well, I see it now as well.
I see it
like
every
on
day.
this side of things.
Even
it's
on
like,
social media and people talking poorly about other people. I don't like that. And
Yeah.
to tell you the truth, I won't be around people like that. If we're hanging out and if you're speaking about somebody like that, and that, I mean, it's okay to vent, but if you're
Sure.
if you're intentionally trying to hurt somebody or
or they're not in the room.
that ain't gonna work with me. And then I'm gonna tell them like,
Right.
listen, if you got something to say, you can go and tell that person, because if you're gonna tell me, I'm gonna go, like, I'll go tell them. So it's best not to tell me anything because I don't want to know. The least I know, the better it is. That's just how I just, because I don't want that bad
Well,
energy
that's a
to be
pretty
in my
clear
circle.
boundary too that you're setting, and that is something people respect. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it helps protect your own energy because you're
Yes.
not getting into those low
'Cause I'm gonna
vibrating
tell you something.
conversations.
I am a sponge. I soak everybody's stuff. So now I'm like, I can't let that happen.
Yeah.
Because if, for example, I have clients going through a divorce or someone's going through, they lost their job, and
empathetic.
then me, I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to help everybody. But then I
Yeah.
have to be like, Danna, you could only help so much, right? And I
Absolutely.
can't let it affect me because my husband's like, babe, you can't keep letting that, like, everybody's problems become yours.
That is true.
Because I love everybody, so I'm like, okay, let me see what I can do to help. I'll drop anything to help a friend or someone that I don't even know. But my husband's like, hey, you got to just like take a step back and let people figure it out
Yeah.
themselves. I think I just want to take care of people, and maybe again, it could be my love language. I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be.
Well, it
related
sounds like
to-
it's who you are. You are nurturing. You're authentic, and I think in your core you have that sense of contribution,
Yeah.
which is beautiful. Like, that is, in my opinion, why you've. Now that I know this about you, it makes sense that you're attracting people consistently, and you're not having to look for business or anything like that, because it's not about that for you.
No.
Not everybody can say that, and it doesn't mean it's right or wrong, right? Some people want to play the game of hustle and chase, but it doesn't mean you don't work hard when you're not trying to bring people either. They're just
Yeah.
coming to you, and then you're working hard
Yeah, like
for
my
them.
hustle's like different. It's not like
Yeah.
out me trying to sell myself. It's like
It's like,
more.
oh, now we're here. Let's
And then-
hustle to get
yes.
you what you need.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what
Let's
I got.
figuring things out, you know. Just because you get a no here doesn't mean it's not going to work. We're going to
Sure.
figure out different options for you.
Well, and that's very creative, so I love that. Wow.
I
already loved you, girl, but now I'm like so inspired, and I'm like thinking we need to do this again because an hour is not enough time to talk about all the things. What, as of right now, what are you looking to do? Are you wanting to grow personally more in your business, with your family? Are there any plans?
So I know that a lot of realtors are always like, I want to do more deals. But I'm good where I'm at. If I get more, great. If I don't, it's okay. Like, I'm good. I still do very well where I'm like, I'm okay.
Obviously, you're doing very well.
I don't need to.
I more mean like, what is something right now you're looking to grow in? Okay. Whether it's personal, physical, mental, emotional.
Personally, I want to work on. But just like what I told you about with my brother, I think I need to talk to somebody, and I think
finding a way
to work through those and not just put it in a compartment and.
Well, and obviously your mindset is so important for all the roles you're a part of, right? You're a friend, you're a wife, you're a mom. Primarily, you are a real estate professional and someone people look up to in your community because of what you're doing. But it is important to check in for sure with yourself.
So I do want to check in. I do want to take care of myself a little bit more because I tend to just take care of others. And not Danna.
And when I need some more to you.
So I need to start taking care of myself. I think I start meditating, maybe start praying a little bit more. There's also, I want to start buying more investment properties. That's like, so we just closed one a couple months ago, but I want to do, I like it. I just like buying and for ourselves, right?
It's the life game of Monopoly. I get it.
I just like it.
Makes sense.
I'm currently helping a client build a nail salon. So I'm doing something on the commercial side. I'm looking for a space for a friend to open up a restaurant. So I'm doing that as well too. So maybe more commercial deals I would like to do. And also continue just with my health, right? Continue eating good, going to the gym, and then maybe try to do some social media stuff. I just
try, just like how you accidentally do real estate. Your social media is good. I was looking through it and I was like, what is she talking about?
No, you know how like people post every day. I hate posting every day.
But then it wouldn't be true to you. You gotta do it in the way that
or
you
like
feel
when people share a lot of things, I'm like, maybe I should share some stuff. But then people might think I'm weird, so maybe not share some of the stuff. But
no, I think people would be happy to.
They're probably, oh my gosh, it's finally a post from Danna. How weird.
Or like, what does Danna have to say?
Because I don't ever.
No, I feel like you're a person people want to hear from.
I don't know what I'm talking about. So I was like, maybe I'll make a goal of posting a couple things a day, and maybe like day in the life of what Danna does.
That would be epic.
And then people get to see that.
Yes, I would follow that for sure.
Just kind of try it out to see, like, hey, this is what I'm eating, guys.
This is what it looks like.
And they're probably like, you don't care what you're eating.
Or even just like, hey, I am a full-time mom. Follow me.
No, you don't want to see what I do. My carpool's crazy because I don't just carpool my kids. I carpool everybody else's kids too. And they're in the back like, ah! And I'm like, be quiet. I got a phone call coming in. The inspector's calling me. Or something like that. Awesome. Or like, I'm waiting for an appraisal, guys. Quiet. And the kids are like, no, better be quiet. And then,
I love that you...
my kids are trained.
All now, and the friends and neighbors.
A couple days ago, my daughter was like, Mom, can I show a house with you? I'm like, sure. She was like, okay, can you show me how to access the Supra key box scan? I'm like, sure. She did the whole thing, came in.
I love
and then she was meeting with my client. She's like,
potentially a realtor in our,
I have no idea.
Assistant
Yes, but she comes in and she's like, wow, this floor plan is great. It's very open. And then my daughter was like, did you see the 10-foot ceilings? Like, I guess she just watches.
She just knows.
Yeah.
That is awesome. But see, this is exactly what we were talking about. You are leaving that with your kids. They're mirroring your characteristics even in your professional field, right?
Yeah, and then I want the kids to know, like, I want the kids to know that you can still be a parent and still work and provide, and to provide and to, because two incomes are always going to be better than one, especially during this time.
Especially,
right? It's tough right now
in today's world.
And I feel if you can work, why not? Why not contribute and help your family out and not just put it on the husband? My husband before was like, babe, don't work so much. Like, you can be still home for a while. I'm like, I don't know. That's for me. I don't know if I can be home the whole time. I need to keep myself busy. And then he's always been like, well, you should have your own identity. Like, you could be a mom, but you should still be Danna and learn things about being a Danna and what she likes, what she doesn't like. And if you want to work, great. You don't have to, whatever. My husband makes enough money where we don't have to work, but I like it.
Yeah. Well, and I think and if I can, I feel that it's because you're getting that fulfillment from giving to people and helping them along the process, not seeing it transactional. And honestly, that's the best way to do any business, in my opinion.
Yeah, I never see it as a transaction. I am the worst at uploading all my docs. And my broker's like, okay, Danna, are you gonna like pick up the checks to get paid, or what's going on? She's like,
oh yeah,
I'm
we
like,
get paid for this.
And then because I don't think about the money, and then she's like, well, if you're not gonna use the money, like, I'm gonna use it. My broker's so funny. I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. But I don't turn in anything on time to close out files. Like, I'm the worst. She's like, you need a transaction coordinator. I'm like, no, it's fine. A month later, I'll get like my checks. She's like, are you serious, Danna? But I just, because
that's so funny.
It's, again, I don't think about the money. I don't think
well,
about
this is a true, like, perfect example of why it's been working for you, because you're doing it for the right reasons to help people.
Yes, and everybody in real estate, it's all different. It's kind of trial and error. Everybody's different. Not everybody's going to be like me. No one's, some people do better, like, structure to schedule. I'm just not one of those people, and that's okay. We're all built differently.
Absolutely.
We're all made differently. So do what works for you through trial and error, and kind of just go with that.
I love that. That's really good advice. I think that's like a perfect thing to leave everybody with. I won't be surprised if people want to continue to follow you with the limited things you put out there. But what is
I post once a month.
Yeah, but what is tell us where people can find you. Like, what's your Instagram handle, your whatever.
Yeah.
If you have
so
TikTok.
So just Danna Bui-Negrete, just my first and last name. It's nothing crazy. I know I don't have like Sparkle 624 or nothing. It's just my regular name. But check out Bearded Vikings Mead Co. It's amazing mead. It's a honey wine. It's a veteran-owned and operated company. And then make sure you book my Airbnb in Bear Lake whenever you can in advance, because it books out super quick. And if you're looking into investment, maybe looking to open a business, I'm your girl. I'd be more than I'd be more happy to help you put a business plan together, maybe apply for some grants and kind of get started that way too.
I love that.
I've worked with some people that says that has access to grants to kind of start up.
Yeah.
With businesses, things like that. We did own a boba shop before that we just sold last year, so I have some background in that. And if you want to ask questions about being a mom, or even just go have lunch, or if you have a hard day, like, we can just hang out. I'm super relaxed, and I'm super last minute. So if you just want someone to talk to, hang out, I'm your girl. Nothing too serious. Can't take life too serious.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for being willing to do this. I think that everyone will be so lucky to hear more about you. So
Thanks
for
everybody.
doing it.
Appreciate it.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. Please rate us, like us, and share this podcast with our real estate community. The Nova Show Real Estate Record, sharing raw stories of real estate, failures, lessons, wins, and successes. This is all from Novation Title, bringing a different experience into your world so that we can all uplift each other. Until next time.